Another day, another loot boxes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Or sorry, actually, in this case I have to say sorry, those are called emerald chests, not loot boxes. Big difference. So today we received yet another set of crates over here, boxes. I did it already, never mind. With two brand new tanks. Tier 9 Soviet heavy tank Buryan and the Tier 9 Japanese medium tank Kame. Both of them are premium vehicles, making you some credits as well. And we have 6 other older tanks in the list. Inside the boxes. So in this video I am going to talk about absolutely every single tank in the box while focusing on the 2 new ones, of course, and at the end of the video I will give you my quick opinion about every single other tank in the list as well, or inside the crates as well. And, you know, for the start, or from the start, I have to say that both those new tanks actually surprised me quite a bit. Now, whether you are going for the boxes or not, it is totally up to you. Like, I honestly cannot decide for you, but what this video, hopefully this video helps you to understand what those tanks can do when you see those on the battlefield facing you. You know what to expect, what they can do, what they cannot do, and how maybe to play against them, right? Now, let's start with the Tier 9 Kame. This is the premium medium tank from Japan with 5 shell auto-loading magazine, guys. 330 alpha, so 5 shells, 330 alpha, and 1.5 second reload time between shot. Now, what makes this tank interesting is that it also has the gun cooling mechanic. Now, 330 alpha with 1.5 second reload time between shots, shot is very strong. You have over 1.6k damage output in 6 seconds. If you, after your first shot, of course, you know, if you just hold down your mouse button. But here is the thing. Many times you cannot do that. Many times you simply cannot hold down your mouse button because your dispersion with my setup and equipment over here at 100 meters is 0.25 when your gun is cooled down. But after the first shot you do in the clip, of course, your gun is not cooled down anymore and your dispersion at 100 meters jumps up to 0.5. So when I first saw this, I thought, okay, this is going to be very terpene sniping, you know, 1.5 second intro clip doesn't really matter. You still have to wait for the gun cooldown, which is 3 seconds. You know, when you use ventilation, brothers in arms, food, you can make it faster, you know, cool down it faster, as you can see over here. And I thought, you know, it is not going to be very effective from medium to long range, right? But I was wrong. Like, this actually surprised me how effective it can be. And because your aiming time, like, because you have to wait for your aiming time to go in after every single shot if you are shooting from medium to long range anyway, then the gun cooling time is pretty much close to it. You know, close to the time you have to wait anyway. So it was, or it turned out to be stronger than I expected, this feature over here. And from close to medium range, it was very easily able to just clip as fast as possible, basically. So that definitely was a surprise. I was expecting this gun to be worse than it is. And, you know, there is a monster difference between you shooting with a cooldown gun or sniping with a cooldown gun or non-cooldown gun, by the way. Like if you go for shot by shot, you know. Now, when talking about armor, like, there is not much to talk. It doesn't have basically any, whatever is able to see you is able to penetrate you, as you can see from here as well. Versus itself, only 235 AP pen, it's full green. You know, yeah, there's the sides are able to bounce, but overall it is a full green. And to sum up the firepower, it has very high bursty damage output. You know, you can do 1.6k damage in like, let's say from 6 to 10 seconds, depends if you wait for some shots or you don't wait for any shots. You wait for half the shots or so on, but it has kind of long reload time as well, you know, 36.17 seconds boosted down reload. The base reload is like 40 40 seconds, close to 40 seconds, around that over there. So yeah, it has a longish reload time, and that equals 2348 DPM. But you know, we know that DPM does not matter everything in this game. And the burst damage is where this tank shines, of course. Mobility is nice, a very nice 22 power to weight ratio. I am playing it with experimental turbo stabilizer and ventilation because the hidden stats, the base stabilization numbers are actually kind of bad. 0.24 moving and tank traverse dispersion. It has enough view range and horrible camo, guys. It has one of the worst camos. Compared to any other tier 9 medium tank. Only one tank, patented tank, has worse camo than this one. So having this secondary build, I do have it with low noise, CVS and ventilation for like some specific situations and moments, because with this setup, your cooldown gun, and fully aimed, of course, cooldown gun is still very, very accurate and you can be effective. You just have to make sure you wait for the cooldown with every single shot from like anywhere from medium range, maybe even a little bit closer than medium range, so you do not chirp your shots. But you know, you cannot be like a scout, but you can make yourself sneakier to be able to do damage. That's why I have this secondary setup for some certain maps. But you're going to see more from the live gameplay as well. Then the new vehicle introduction is the Buryan. This is the tier 9 Soviet premium heavy. And once again, I have to say, this vehicle did surprise me, because when I first saw the armor model, not armor model, but the overall vehicle model, the shape of it and so on, I was expecting another Soviet heavy tank with good armor and very derpy gun. And I would say it is not like completely the opposite over here, but the gun turned out to be way better than expected, and the armor actually turned out to be worse than expected, which I love to see. Because I was today, you know, when playing with this tank and playing with the other tanks, I was facing quite a lot of Buryans, and it wasn't that crazy hard to take them out, actually. Yes, it does have some weird angles, so let's take a look at the armor profile over here. It does have some weird angles, as you can see, you know, super bouncy upper plate. It has a driver hatch weak spot, it has a commander hatch weak spot, the lower plate has some weak spot stuff over there. But as soon as you angle just even a little bit of this, the sides become auto pens. You know, for most tanks, this tank is able to see, you know, if it is even under angle like that, you can see under 200 penetration needed. So just keep out for that. The front is very hard to penetrate only, or the sides are very hard, if not impossible to penetrate, only if it is facing straight towards you. Under a little bit of angle and you are automatically able to penetrate that. And if you have, let's say, 2 key loaded, the turret face is not the strongest, the toughest either. And once again, I like to see that, because this tank actually slaps. The gun is surprisingly good. You know, 0.17 dispersion factor is borderline for me when I slap the experimental turbo on it, which I do have on my setup. It is 0.17 and it is borderline okay to play it without stabilizer. So I have the experimental turbo, rammer and experimental hardening, because I already was set on fire in this, and I, you know, kind of need to protect the ammo rack and stuff. And so with all the other things activated over here or active over here, the DPM, let's go back to the game, is 3500, 520 alpha, slappy DPM, and yeah, the dispersion at 100 meters is not the best, but this is a tank which I was not sniping with too often anyway. It can slap definitely close range. Decent gun. Decent mobility definitely for this tank, for this type of tank. And once I get all the field mods, I should get the view range up there as well. So this one surprised me, not being the usual super heavily armored with derpy gun Soviet heavy tank. which was kind of positive. And also a positive thing was that it is not unbreakable, impenetrable under every single position, you know, in any given moment, right? So that much about the introduction, about the new tanks. Now let's play 2 live battles back to back with those, and then let's talk about the other tanks as well. So enjoy, and hopefully it is helpful. Dude, it's actually so accurate when you cool down your gun. Oh boy, that was almost a hit. Let's scare. Let me just scare that guy. A little scary tactic, guys. Okay, we need primo round. Standard round is a little bit, you know, can get you into trouble. Versus some kind of armor. But primo round having 280 AP Ben is very nice. So fast damage output. I can't really do anything about it though. Because TIII is looking from the other side. You turn, you get slapped by 750. I'm gonna let TIII know that I have 17 seconds left on the reload. Eight seconds left, and then we can cook. Yeah, there is no reason to go for the reload. Absolutely no reason. Ah, yeah. The hesitation what to do next cost me that 330 damage. Look at the mobility. No, man. No, man. Okay, good. Kame. 4,000? Very, very nice. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Like fast damage output. The long gauge reload time can get you into trouble if you start panicking when using your clip damage over there. Then that also can get you into trouble. Let's jump straight into Buryan, and let's see what is happening with this. What is happening with this? Like between those two tanks, of course, the Kame is more advanced vehicle, let's say, to be useful to the max. Like everybody can go in into 1.6k damage from a single clip and die after that, but You know, to look for the moments, to empty your mags, to push in, when not to push in, when to pull back. And to do that multiple times, you know, that takes a bit more knowledge, of course. This is way more straightforward. Way more straightforward. So this being a tier 10 match over here, like E100, Escong, Progetto, DBV, of course, those guys like can simply go through the face of my turret. Maybe at day 1 they do not know that yet. They still look for the weak spots, but we have to be aware of that. Didn't find the shot too fast enough. Okay, very nice. Okay. Oh, I was able to fire. I was actually able to shoot here. No connection though. Is this Kame gonna stay there, or the Kame is like a little mini waffle. You make a mistake, you lose huge amount of hit points. I want to, and we need to be careful. Okay, 100. What's that? Is that... No, I thought this guy's AFK. Whoa, 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 whoa. Someone has no brakes. And I think we have absolutely no one who is coming to help us out over here as well. Very good. Maybe one day, someday, someone comes. Waffle is here though. Okay. That's awkward. Can I get behind him? Nice! Waffle's turret rotation is slow, so we played around that. What the hell have I witnessed over here, guys? And how am I still alive? Okay, he's coming here. This Kame could come out here. I need to keep something for my protection. Okay, Kame is pulling back. I might have a window over here to punish this guy. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Is it loading? What the hell is it doing? Okay, he's going... he's driving away in such under such an awkward angle. Okay, unfortunate. I don't know if I had a one shot over there or not. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But us surviving 2 YOLOnators is kind of a big achievement. And we're insta-dead. I was ready to fully attack the forest. Okay, that was fantastic. Start of the battle, middle of the battle, and I don't know, like a little brain fart. Let's just call it brain fart. End over here. But Buryan has very nice gun. Slappy, high alpha, high DPM for tier 9, for 520 alpha for sure. Can get away without using stabilizer. The experimental turbo rammer and the experimental hardening is giving it, you know, enough protection for the fuel tanks, fire chants, ammo racks, and also the stabilization to put the stabilization borderline acceptable. Let's say borderline acceptable. We were top damage dealers in our team over here. Yeah, so with this setup it has, and even without field mods by the way. So with this setup it has 0.17 dispersion on the move and hull rotation. So that's like, let's say acceptable, right? Because I really want to have mobility from the turbo, DPM, from the rammer, and protection from the survival improvement suit. I really wouldn't want to switch out anything over here. And I do like, as I said, the fact that this tank is not impenetrable. When I saw the shape of it, I thought, oh god, is this another tank we have to dig out for 10 years with high explosive? But luckily no. You know, it actually has weak spots. The face of the turret, when people realize, is not that strong. And it is penetrable, which is fine, you know, because I have to face those tanks as well, and I do not want to face. Everybody wants to have invincible tanks for themselves, but they don't think that what happens if you have to face it, right? So yeah. Both the new tanks actually pretty solid. I would say. Actually pretty solid. But, you know, out of all the tanks, Vlkodav, definitely very good. Tier 9 premium medium tank. Definitely very good tier 9 premium medium tank. Pancernik, many people are enjoying it, but I don't. I simply don't enjoy. Like, this gun is too derpy for me. Like, it has strong armor, it has hard-hitting 650 alpha gun, and all that, but personally, just I don't like that type of derpy guns. You know, it's slow as well, not the fastest one. It is, as I said, like, it's not a bad tank. Me personally, I just don't like it. Like the mobility, the bad gun handling, all that. It can get so many frustrating games where you have very little shots to take because you are slow, and the shots you have, you know, I have a big chance to miss, right? E77 is solid. This one is actually solid. I do like it, like more Buryan type of a tank, you know, more active, with way better gun than the Pancernik as well, of course, and 460 alpha. Personally, I do like it. This tank, decent, good mobility for a heavy tank as well. On E77. Then what else did we have over here? Let's take a look. Jäger. After the buffs, this tank is a lot better. After the buffs, this tank definitely is a lot better. Still not anything to brag about though. I need to... Let's remove that filter. Maybe it confuses people too much. But Jäger you know, having 450 alpha now, the base 450 alpha now, very good gun handling, like accuracy and so on. Like, yeah, it has sniping capabilities, sniping power, you know, okay-ish mobility as well, camo over there, but it's still so awkward with 30 degrees left and right, only gun moving. It gets you into too many awkward positions, situations. Lätt, well, if you enjoy the siege mode tank destroyers, then this tank for siege mode tank destroyer is definitely solid. It has a 420 alpha, so quite a juicy alpha. In siege mode, of course, it's very accurate as well. And yeah, you know, it's like for siege mode tank enjoyers. Nothing too bad to say about Lätt Stridsforden. Skoda D56, still to this date, guys, still to this day, one of the better tier 8 premium heavy tanks in World of Tanks. Now, if you do not have any of the old tanks, or half of the old tanks, like, you know, my favorites definitely Vlkodav, Skoda over here, E77. That's my top 3 pick. But if I include the new tanks as well, then Buryan was surprisingly fun to play. Kame, I expected Kame to be fun because the fast reload per win shot, but it was also a surprise to me how effective it was actually clipping stuff out, even from medium range. Like, I was expecting this gun handling outside the gun cooling mechanic be actually very derpy. But it turns out it is not that crazy derpy. Yes, there are some weird shots flying around here and there when you just want to hold down your mouse button, but having to wait like extra 1.5 seconds for your gun to cool down, which if you want to hit sniping shots, you need to wait for the aim time anyway after you fire. It was not that big of a deal, so it surprised me in that regard. Mobility nice, fast, top speed, you know, 22 power to weight ratio. Camo, one of the worst tier 9 camos. Well, we can say T-worst tier 9 camo on any tier 9 premium medium tank. Only Pattern the tank has the worst one, right? Gun depression could be better, but maybe it would make this tank too powerful if it would have. So yeah, both new tanks are actually, you know, honestly speaking over here, after playing quite a few games with them, actually pretty damn solid. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, new vehicles, new boxes. Hopefully this is going to help you guys out a little bit even. Thank you so much for tuning in. I catch you next time with something else. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, take care and bye.